Bitbox Limited, based in Basingstoke, Hampshire, provides electronic software design and manufacturing services. The company's staff of 10 relied on an in-house developed access database system. However, director Quinton Lister knew that the system had reached its limits.
I built my own access database. It was pretty clunky, but it did the job. I eventually realised it would take me too long to do the job properly. It's a case of going out and finding something that we can buy off the shelf, that does everything we need. Limitations, it didn't understand the concept of stock. It could find the cheapest path to build a product. It would always, for a given volume of an item, quantity of an item we're trying to build, it would always work out the cheapest way to do it. Yeah, we got a big order. It was, I can't remember, maybe 500 systems or something, and that each system consisted of 3 items. Each item was complex in its own right, and it was to be scheduled over 3 months. And it was a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet, put together with my access database, and it took me the best part of 2 weeks to do all the ordering. It was an absolute nightmare, and it got to the end of the 2 weeks and I thought, I can never ever do this. This is a waste of time, not cost effective. We've got to do something better. And also, it also looked like we were beginning to get that type of order on a more regular basis, and therefore we needed to become more professional and do the job properly.
Despite having researched MRP systems in both his current and previous positions, Quinton was unable to find anything cost-effective.
I couldn't find anything at a sensible price, anything less than £50,000. It just seemed you had to pay an awful lot of money. They were hideously expensive, I mean really expensive, and there was always they needed to come in and then tailor it into your very needs because you need this module and that module. And to me, the amount I needed from a system, it really did seem like I should just be able to buy this package off the shelf as an existing item. I couldn't find one. The workshop I did actually did work. For us, it's convenient. You're literally just down the road for us. So it was an easy decision to make. It was good. Yes, we could see the product there and then. We could ask real people real questions and get good feedback. So yes, to me that actually worked quite well. The only other mechanisms of doing it are if you're doing sort of online demos, and because there's not a person there, you can't interrupt and ask questions and find out actually what you want to know about the product.
Bitbox signed to receive the software in March 2007 and sent 2 staff on the user, administration and implementation planning training courses. They then set about transferring the data, which Quinton cites was not a problem due to his knowledge of access.
Getting the data over was very, very straightforward. That, as I say, I understand databases, or I think I understand databases, and therefore I found that process quite easy. But actually, operationally, doing it until the package could do what we wanted, it was actually fairly swift. I mean, once we'd actually got the thing up and running, which it did take us a little while to get our act into gear, but then eventually placing the first sales order on there, getting all purchase orders generated was a fairly swift process.
The company went live across sales, stock control, purchasing and generating works orders. Immediately, the company saw significant benefits.
We actually knew what we had in stock, which might sound trivial, but we would always have surprises. The way we used to work, we'd have surprises. We'd find a tube of components, and I didn't remember buying these, but we now know we've got stock, and the point being is if the system says we've got 55 or something, and we can't find them in the box, it means that somebody else has borrowed them, and we can hunt them down. We know that the stock is within the building somewhere. It's reduced our ordering time from weeks to a morning. I could do what I did previously in 2 weeks, which took me 2 weeks previously. I can now easily do in the morning because all the scheduling, all that's done for me in the software. I can raise a bill of materials, also place a sales order, run the MRP, have a look at what we need to buy. I can highlight the problem items, obviously very, very quickly. A lot of the bulk, boring items we can just print out and fax, and that's the job done. The whole process is much faster, and that's the real benefit. That's what I wanted to get out of the system. It does exactly, in that respect, what I wanted.
Support has also been excellent, with Bitbox requiring less than one call per month to the support desk, most of which have been basic "how do I" questions.
The level of support has been very, very good without any question of doubt. There's always somebody at the end of the phone. They're always polite, and most of the time the question is answered immediately. I've never had a situation where the line has been engaged. It's always been an immediate response, so I have no criticism but praise for your support.
Bitbox recently relocated to larger premises, and despite tough trading conditions, Quinton is confident that Bitbox is well placed to go forward through the recession.
At the end of the day, we're paying, I think, 220 quid a month, and I am saving that in ordering time easily. I've reduced my ordering time by 90%. I mean, like a very, very significant amount. It has saved a huge amount of time. I guess that's also got the knock-on effect of when we run a kit, when we assemble a kit, all the parts are there. Whereas previously we'd always drop off on one bill of materials line, and if you're unlucky it's on a long lead time, if you're lucky it's on a short lead time. And the stuff like that is more in control. It works, it does what you want. And I have mentioned it to numerous colleagues, and one of which I know have come over to 123, and you just know that they will benefit from it. It's just a case of getting them through your front door in your workshop and sitting down and attending that course.